What's good, y'all? Michael here today with another video. Before we begin, please go subscribe and leave a like. So, let's get into this, alright? I just thought I can do this a little bit of video, possibly telling you the worst losses of all time whenever the Bears lose to the Green Bay Packers. So, I'll run it down for you, okay? So pretty much, I just thought of the Bears playing the Packers next Sunday, not this Sunday. Next Sunday, I just talk about the worst losses that I can remember being a Bears fan, losing to the Packers. So, the first one comes to mind, alright? It was 2011 when we were in the NFC Championship game. I remember watching it from the second floor. Is like we had a little bit of a theater in the house, so pretty much I remember watching the game, eating chips, and with my I was with my cousins watching that game. All I remember is Cutler got hurt, and then Aaron Rodgers proceeded to ball, and then that pick six by Big G Raji literally ended the game, and I just went in my gaming room to play some, I don't know what I was playing, but I think it was Batman Arkham Asylum I was playing for majority of the time, or maybe I was playing something else. I don't remember what I was playing, but I didn't remember football at that. I don't knew football at that time, so that was one of the most losses that I can remember. So the next loss, it was in I'll get to that in the last, the 2013 Randall Cobb shit, or was it 2000? Yeah, it was 2013 that the Randall Cobb stuff happened, but I'll get to that last. So the next one happened in 2014, and they called it the Sunday Night Massacre. So I remember my father watching the game. I didn't watch it. Well, I did see my father. Then my father was mad that I think Uncle Mike, my uncle, was over watching that game, and they just got blown out. They called it the Sunday Night Massacre, that game. Alright, Aaron Rodgers threw for 6 touchdowns, obviously no interceptions, and I think it was 52-0. Like, that shit was embarrassing. But other 2 years, it was just, Aaron Rodgers is throwing near hundreds. But the worst loss of them of all, let's go to the another embarrassing loss, was Aaron Rodgers was out for the season because of Anthony Barr tearing his shoulder across the pocket in Minnesota. So Aaron Rodgers was out for the season. Okay, it was Mitchell Trubisky's first start against Green Bay, and we lost to what was his name? Brett Hundley, I think his name was. Yeah, Brett Hundley was exposed. John Fox's system was a terrible year for Trubisky, but no way in hell we should have lost to Brett Hundley. I don't even know how do you say his name. Like, someone gotta remind me of that shit. But but the next one is in 2018, not week 14, or was it week 15? It wouldn't matter. It was week 1. Alright, the Bears have traded for Khalil Mack. Alright, the Packers realistically lost that trade, so I was happy we got Khalil Mack. So I'm watching the game. You know, I was watching the Dolphins game, and I'm surprised that the Dolphins won against the Titans. Now, let's look at it from a possible standard. I went to sleep because I'm like, okay, it looks like the Packers are definitely losing this one. I'll go to you what I saw. So I saw the first Chicago Bears drive. They scored a touchdown, which was phenomenal. Then I saw the Khalil Mack sack, and then I saw no, he didn't have a sack. He did have a pick six that game, but I saw Aaron Rodgers go out, and I'm like, damn, man. Like, I felt bad for him because I remember I'm like, damn, he's out again for the next 2 seasons. He's out, and then he comes back, and I'm like, then after the end of the second half, I remember Aaron Rodgers completely coming back with a helmet. I'm like, oh, he's back. Like, did he recover quickly? Like, I want to know how many doctors Aaron Rodgers saw during halftime. Like, I really need to know what doctors he went to, because I was shocked he came back. At first, I thought it was like, damn, Aaron Rodgers ain't going down without a fight. So Aaron Rodgers drives his team down the field, then they kick a field goal. I'm like, okay. Then they scored a touchdown. I'm like, okay. Every touchdown Rodgers scored, I'm like, I got quieter. The first one was like, okay, he's just making it interesting. And then the next one, I got quieter. And then Aaron Rodgers comes back. And then Trubisky, well, it should have been over, but the referees called roughing the passer on Clay Matthews. That would have ended the game. So it still would have not mattered because the Bears' offense still wasn't the Bears' offense and choked away the game. So that's one of the losses that I can remember that was being embarrassing. So 2019, all right, which I thought the Bears were going to the Super Bowl that year, all right. I thought Trubisky was going to take the next step. So week 1, again, they're in Soldier Field. I remember watching it with my uncle and watching it with my one of my workers that day. And I remember the first Green Bay Packers drive ended in a sack, and I remember being so hyped. Like, I wanted our defense to be elite. Like, it could just reminded me how elite they were. So pretty much after that, it was a slow start for both teams. Then Aaron Rodgers threw a dart to Jimmy Graham in the red zone. And then the whole game was just 3-and-outs, punts. Then the fourth quarter. All right, Trubisky is throwing the ball downfield, but he throws an interception to Adrian Amos. All right, that former Chicago Bear. That was a terrible read by Trubisky. That's all I can remember watching that game. I remember our defense had like 6 sacks on Aaron Rodgers that day, but all I can remember was Trubisky throwing the ball in the end zone, but it was picked by Adrian Amos. Like, that wasn't very smart of Trubisky. Normally, you just run the ball in that situation, but Mike Davis dropped a wide, like, it could have been 1st and goal, but I don't agree with the Trubisky pick. Then it was like week 15, we played the Packers in Lambeau Field. Okay. Pat O'Donnell punted from our own territory, and then the referees called a BS kick catch interference on Cordell Patterson. I remember being pissed off of that flag. Like, you can't play defense anymore. Like, I was mad. Like, when they called it, then it led to an Aaron Rodgers scoring a touchdown. Then the Packers totally dominated the game until Trubisky went into fourth quarter mode and threw a dart to Anthony Miller in the red zone. So Aaron Rodgers gets stopped pretty much. I remember driving down the field, Nick Kwiatkowski had sacked Aaron Rodgers to get him out of field goal range. So he punted, okay, and pretty much we were driving down the field. Riley Ridley, the rookie that we drafted, dropped a dime in the end zone by Trubisky. So there was 1 second left, and it was all do or die for the Bears. So Trubisky throws to Tariq Cohen, then Tariq throws back to Trubisky, then Trubisky tries to find somebody, then he goes to his tight end, not Trey Burton or Adam Shaheen, but it was Jesper Horshaw. He was like, he came in once we benched Adam Shaheen after the Eagles game, so he pitches it to Horston. All Horston had to do was pitch it to Robinson. Then the Bears would have sent the game to overtime and go for 2. But the Packers eliminated the Bears from making playoffs. Now, let's get to the worst loss of all time. So, the worst loss I can remember. Alright, this was back in December. Alright, the Bears and the Packers needed to win in order to make the playoffs. So, even though I think the Bears would have been first round exits, but it was 4th and 6. Then, that was a blown coverage by, who was the guy's name? But it don't even matter. So, Aaron Rodgers gets pressure, avoids a sack, I think. Then he throws the ball to Cobb. Like, I remember watching that game, and I was just, my eyes were open that day. That defense, I don't really know why they blew that coverage. So I don't think it would have mattered if the Bears won, because they would have been first round exits. That was the most embarrassing loss that I can remember. Right. Now, the only way I'm going to pick the Bears to win against the Packers if Trubisky is starting. Okay, if Trubisky's not starting, I'm picking the Packers to win. Okay, I'm rooting against the Bears. Okay, that's probably the most hardest thing I'm ever gonna do, is root against my team if they make the wrong decision. Okay. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Please go subscribe. Anyways, my name is Michael, and I approve this message.